Hey, Driver's Ed folks, it's Mr. Barr here with your lecture for Friday. Looking at kind of doing a refresher of Chapter 7 here, because that's the last thing we talked about. And yesterday, the only thing I gave you guys was the questions, wasn't too much work. I don't care if you guys look at your books for those questions. Don't rush through them, take your time, find the correct answers. It's a one-shot deal. Just make sure you take your time. But Chapter 7 talked about your crash checklist. Stop in a safe, well-lit place if possible. Not always possible. Don't move injured unless it's necessary. And I told you necessary is fire, water, laying in the road. Otherwise, leave them alone. Warn other drivers. Get information. When a crash report is necessary, hitting unintended vehicles, how to handle that situation. Never leave the scene. Crash prevention course for olders. And today we're looking at different reasons why you can get your license revoked. Suspended, denied, canceled. All mean the same thing. It's just a matter of how long. Each one is going to be probably for more severe crime, more severe penalty. So you're looking at getting your license revoked, and this is indefinite withdrawal. The best example I can give you for this, and I know not all of you are sports people like me, but a lot of times in sports you hear the terminology, such and such is out indefinitely. And indefinitely means there's no specified time. It could be long, it could be shorter, but usually it's pretty long. That's when they say that, and that's not good. And it's the same thing with this. If you do any of these, you're going to get yourself in big trouble. Reckless homicide is if I am recklessly driving and I hurt somebody and kill them, I can get charged with reckless homicide, vehicular homicide. Not good. Aggravated DUI, we've talked about. DUI, we've talked about. Felony offenses, if I leave the scene, perjury or lying. Reckless driving, again, kind of goes with this one. Aggravated reckless driving, again, is kind of going with this one. Drag and street racing, reckless conduct, auto theft, fleeing from the police, and that stuff. Suspension is a temporary loss. It's a little bit shorter, so the offenses aren't as bad. Still not good. Crashes, failure to yield to emergency vehicles, issues in construction. There's 3 different ones here. If I am uninsured and I get in a crash, drug and test failure or refusals, illegal transportation of alcohol, drug or sex offenses, school bus violations, parking violations, suspension continued, fraudulent, failure to appear in court or pay your child support, don't follow railroad rules, crossing violations, going around downed arms, things like that. Tollway violations, which are the roads that cost money if I skip one. Disabled parking on down the line. Theft of fuel, big deal there too. Canceled. This is your license getting terminated for medical condition. So I'm perfectly healthy, then all of a sudden something happens to me, that makes me no longer qualified to drive. They can cancel my license. Re-examination requirement is maybe I've left, my license is just expired, it's time to get re-examined. If I have a fraudulent application or I'm just no longer eligible. Denied. Denial of privileges for your license being revoked. They can then say, okay, in 6 months, come back. So my license got revoked for 6 months. I came in to get it and they deny me. Then I come in again, they deny me. They can deny you multiple times. Driving without a valid driver's license or a serious moving violation. Special permits, which we've talked about before, are your restricted driving permit. That's the RDP. You're restricted to go into work, things like that. Monitoring device is the bad device, the breathing device that you have to use to start your vehicle up. Probationary license is if I get a speeding ticket and I don't want it to go on my record, I pay a little bit more money and I go on probation. And family financial is not paying for child support. Appearing in court is a big deal. The way it works a lot of times is you get a ticket. When you get a ticket, they're going to take your license and they're going to give you a ticket. This ticket now becomes your license. So then it says I need to appear in court on this date. On that date, I go in there. I go to the clerk after it's all said and done, whatever, and I say guilty, I want probation. They're going to say, okay, that's $100. Give them $100. They give you your license back. If you're under 18, must have a parent with you. And failure to appear in court, you could lose your license. Technically, if you are supposed to appear in court and you don't appear in court, you're going to get a warrant for your arrest. Obviously, if it's a warrant for a speeding ticket, they're not going to send a SWAT team in to get you. But obviously, if you get enough of those, eventually you're going to draw some negative attention on yourself. If pulled over with a warrant for your arrest, that's not good. So you make sure you take care of any fees and documents that come along. Driving record is a list of your violations. On that cyberdriveillinois.com, you can go on there. You can put in your permit info, and then that will show where you're having violations, what your violations would be. And that's where I'm stopping for Friday because I don't want to do a long lesson on a Friday. So make sure you do that. On Monday, we're going to do Tuesday, we're going to do roadway signs. These are important. I'll give you the signs. We'll go over the signs, and then I'll give you some websites and things you can do to practice signs. So watch this lesson on Friday. Have a good long weekend. Come back refreshed, ready to rock on Tuesday. Have a good weekend, guys.